In this video, you will see a short excerpt from an ENGin session with an intermediate student. Lena, the volunteer, has just spent a few minutes chatting with her student about how their weeks are going and is starting with the session content.
So in today's session, we'll be talking about lifestyles. To be honest, it's a tricky topic for me. I'm not very health conscious. I barely even work out or play sports, and I stay up way too late scrolling through Instagram. What about you? Do you think you have a healthy lifestyle?
To my opinion, I have a healthy lifestyle to comparison to my peers. I exercise each week in the gym, do different types of workouts, including cardio and strength training. Also, every day I go to school and back by foot. So by the end of the day, I have around 10,000 steps, which is pretty good, I think.
Yeah, well, it seems like you do much more than I do to stay healthy. Yeah. I walk a maximum of around 4,000 steps, and my parents usually drive me where I need to go. So I really don't have enough active hobbies. I'm actually planning to start jogging this summer, just waiting for my exams to be over.
Cool, yeah, this is really cool, but be careful as jogging is enough traumatic kind of sport and you may get injured easily, so consult a coach beforehand.
Yeah, thanks for taking care. I'll definitely do that. And what about your diet? Do you eat healthy?
Oh my God, yeah, this is one of the most difficult questions for me. My mom cooks in our family, so there is not so much choice, yeah, for me. She often cooks like greasy food, chips, and our traditional Ukrainian dishes that are high in calories. But anyway, I try to eat a healthy diet as often as I can, and I don't eat like many sugar despite the fact that I have a sweet tooth.
Great, great. Just one small mistake in your sentence. Can you try to correct that and repeat the sentence?
Which one? Like,
You don't eat many sugar?
yeah, much sugar. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
The student makes several mistakes, but the volunteer doesn't jump in to correct each one. This gives the student a chance to talk and keeps the flow of the conversation going. She lets some more obscure errors with advanced concepts slide, writing them down to review if there is time later in the session. The volunteer does pause to correct an error with a simpler grammatical structure the student should know. Notice the type of error correction feedback, namely repetition. The volunteer repeats the sentence with the mistake, emphasizing the incorrect word.
And what about your diet?
My diet is about 90% vegetarian. I like vegetarian cooking and I love eating and cooking vegetables. I was vegetarian for years, then I was vegan for a while due to some health problems that required a diet with no animal fats. Now I'm mainly vegetarian, both for environmental reasons and for health reasons.
Yeah, sounds really interesting to me, but actually, I cannot imagine my life without meat and other animal products, and being a vegan or a vegetarian is not popular in my country.
Yeah, I heard you say another animal products. So we say another when we have one of something, like, can I have another hamburger? Or I can't imagine my life without ever eating another hamburger again. So when we're talking about multiple things, we use a different word. Do you know what that word is?
Maybe other?
Exactly. So let's try that sentence again.
So I cannot imagine living without meat and other animal products.
Yeah, great.
In metalinguistic feedback, the volunteer provides comments, corrections, and explanations related to grammar structures and or vocabulary the learner is using.
And is it easy to keep fit where you live?
To be honest, it's not. Yeah, fast foods are always tempting, yummy, and people around me can be a bad influence. Not all my friends are interested in being fit and stay in shape. Most of the teenagers want to seem cool. Yeah, so they can choose like, smoking and alcohol.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Very few of my friends are interested in staying in shape too. Unhealthy food is also everywhere in my country and peer pressure as well.
Here, you can observe an example of recasting, where a volunteer responds to the student using the correct form of the word without pausing the session for explanations.
Okay, let's talk about your health and fitness role models. Can be someone you know in real life, someone you follow on social media, a celebrity, or anyone else. Why do you admire them? Which of their habits would you like to adopt?
I have got a fitness role model, my aunt.
Interesting. Could you tell me a bit more? What does she do?
Well, her major was nutrition, but she works as a coach now.
So, she is a sportswoman, and where does she work?
In one of the gyms in our neighborhood. Before that, she organized like online marathons for losing weight.
Got it. Can you tell me more about why she is your role model?
She is a mom of three and has quite busy days, yeah, taking care of her kids, but she has perfect shape and does 5 workouts a week. And it's really motivating. And then, yeah, I just cannot find an excuse of not doing sport regularly.
Yeah, I love your story. Thanks for sharing. Speaking about my role models, one of them is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't really know him in person, but I do admire him for the way he looks in his 70s and for his approach to life.
Providing positive feedback by saying, "Great job, I like your ideas," etc., is an integral part of the language learning process, because progress is also directly linked to students feeling encouraged. When teachers provide positive feedback for learners, there is a high probability of better results, more active participation, and higher interest in general. Also, notice the targeted questions the volunteer asks to draw out information when the student is given very short answers.
What do you think could be done to promote healthy living in your country?
Uh, I think that the government should have like more initiatives, and this way, yeah.
Well, your pronunciation is a little bit off here, so you should pronounce it initiative. Initiative, so please repeat.
Initi- Initiatives.
Good job. Yeah, move on, please.
Learners should receive helpful feedback which will allow them to improve the quality of their language use. In terms of pronunciation, such feedback should be systematic, explicit, and targeted. The technique of explicit correction is helpful in terms of teaching pronunciation.
For example, the ban of smoking in public places would not just benefit the smokers, but the non-smokers as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And besides, I believe people must be educated about the advantages of having a healthy lifestyle from a very young age. So a special lesson could be included in the school academic curriculum to promote a healthy environment. Now, let's move on to our next activity. We will design the ideal healthy day for you. What would it look like? Well, no worries, no worries. I'll help you. When would you wake up on your ideal healthy day?
It should certainly to be around 9 or later, cause I'm not an early bird at all, and I enjoy staying in bed till 11 at the weekend.
Yeah, and what should you eat for breakfast and when?
I don't like eating sugary food for breakfast as it just doesn't give me the energy I need for the rest of the day. So my ideal breakfast would consist of an omelette with vegetables and whole grain bread at around 10 a.m.
Yeah, and how much should you rest throughout your day? How much should you spend time with friends and family? How much should you work? When should you go to bed?
To promote interaction and engagement in a conversation, give the student concrete things to speak about before you ask them to speak by asking targeted questions. Or help them to develop their story by asking a series of carefully chosen specific questions. For example, with why questions: where, when, why, etc.